Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. For today's upload, it's basically a double upload. I just uploaded my best pulls with all the packs that I've opened from rewards or from League SBC. So do have a look at that if you guys are interested. So let's begin with the transfer list. Basically, I'm just trading a bit at the moment. I took the coins on Mbappe, whom I had bought at 544. So basically, I'm losing around 250k on this card. Now I do know, and I'm quite convinced that Mbappe will rise in price. But the reason being is that if I do stick to Mbappe with Mbappe, I am gonna make around 200 to maybe 250k profit. But if I invest those coins into maybe some other foot birthdays that at the moment I do like, and some other investing that I can do at the moment with those coins, it's a lot of coins, right? I do think I can make way more than that. And at that time, if I'm still interested, I'm gonna pick up Mbappe. So I took around a 250k hit on that card, which is okay. Kolasinac, I was looking at the price because I wanted to sell mine, which was in the club, which I ended up not selling. But while looking at the price, I found one at 20k with a shadow. So I bought it and I flipped it at 26. Now I've been selling some silvers and bronzes due to that challenge that we got today. And quite a few have already sold at ridiculous prices. I sold some Brazilian silver wingers for 8k, 9k. It was pretty much crazy. So all the investments are still there. I picked up a few cards only today, which I do want to share with you guys before we head into the video. I picked up a pair of Ducures at 71. This one with a hunter, I do think I can get a premium for that. And this one, 71k as well. I picked up a Dante at 11k. And unfortunately, at that time, a lot of Dantes were up, but I don't know why. Because I was maybe trying to snipe a few cards. EA logged me out and asked me to, that whole thing where they ask you to submit a challenge to see if you're not a bot, right? And when they logged me out, I couldn't log back in. So unfortunately, I was locked out as you guys, same as most of you guys. So at that time, a lot of cards were selling for very cheap. There was only 900k listings, which is something I've never seen on PS4. So a lot of good deals were there. I saw an Mbappe getting sold at 5.25. So just like no one had coins, the ones that were stuck with the cards. So as you guys can see here, I did not sell my Mbappe for a ridiculous price. A lot more have been listed for way cheaper, which are not selling at the moment. So I do think I took the right decision, in my opinion, to make some more coins. Let's head into the investing part of the video. I want to invest for rewards day. I do think we're going to see some sort of panic due to that SBC, because you guys, if you're not aware by now, then a lot of FIFA players are not using Twitter. And what happens there is that when Footwatch tweets about a code that has just been added into the game, a lot of people are not aware of it until they see the SBC. Now, there may be some more panic, but once again, I've said it multiple times, I don't fish for the bottom. I buy cards when I feel I'm very comfy buying them. So once again, here's Malin, whom I just picked up at 105. If you guys now, the reason why I share the prices that I've bought, like you guys can see always in my transfer list, when I show you guys cards, I show you the prices. And now I'm not that type of a guy who's gonna tell you guys go buy that card, because I don't want to be responsible if something happens. Like, if you guys get into a loss, I would not want that. But if I share the prices and if you guys want to replicate those trades, what I would suggest is, let's say by the time you guys watch this upload, Malin is selling at 99k or at 105, then you guys know that you can go ahead and pull the trigger on those cards. But if you guys watch the upload and Malin is at 110, then I would not suggest you guys chasing those cards. So this is the reason why I do share the price with you guys. It's just for that, because I wanna give you guys an opportunity to maybe replicate those trades. And sometimes when the upload comes out, for example, with Malin, you guys may see at 99k, there's a few cards, a few panic listers just entered the game and they're selling for way cheaper than that. Then you guys can replicate, because once again, I do think Malin will hit 120k this week. It's just an approximative target. It may not happen, but most of the time, I would say around 80% of the time, I am right. Uh, because I do know a lot about flipping, especially on rewards day. So once again, it's just an approximative price. If it does happen, then it's very good. We've just made coins. Now, the other guy whom I want to invest on, I did buy two of them, which I shared with you guys, but I do want to buy a lot more. The reason being is that I see him being a link to a guy like for example, Pogba. Pogba's link may be Doucouré, and the reason being is that he's French, he's from the Prem, so that's a strong link. Same goes for guys like Lacazette. Same goes for a lot more French players, and a lot of people have done the SAR SBC. The SAR SBC also soft links to him. So you can basically never go wrong when it comes to French players. French players, especially from the Prem, it's very rare to go wrong on them, and this is why I'm betting on this card to rebound quite a bit. Buying him at 70k is not an issue. 71 up to 75, I would say it's a good price. This card, as recently as a few weeks ago, if you guys look at the graph, he went all the way up to 100k. Then he dropped down because of Ndidi, and now Ndidi has been rising. Ndidi is currently around 70k, which is also another guy that I want to invest on. But him being 70k may push Doucouré because he has better links, and he's a very FIFA player this year. A lot of people like using him. Now, both of those cards I can buy as well. It would be good, but once again, the transfer list is always our enemy there. Now, there is another player which I'm interested. It's gonna be Ikone. Ikone is a player that I've noticed a lot while playing Weekend League. A lot of people are using him. It may be the Suprian link. It may be some other stuff. Maybe Ben Yedder's strong link. So a lot of people have been using him. Now, this card is a card that I would not buy if it's not below 250k. So I'm letting you guys know that because I'm gonna track it even when the upload is done. If I do see this card dropping below 250k, I would immediately buy. And the reason being is that I've seen this card multiple times rise a lot when on rewards day. And once again, I do think we may see this card hitting around 280k on rewards day. This would be around 15k profit after tax. So once again, do have a look on the market if you guys are able to maybe grab one at 250 or below 250. 250 is the max price that I would be willing to pay for him. So there is Ikone as well, another guy which is currently low because of the Foot Birthday SBC. I can guarantee you guys those cards will all rebound, the Foot Birthday ones. There will be a lot of buying happening after the SBC drops, and they're already rebounding. Like before I get kicked out from the servers by EA, I saw a lot of Cancelos selling at 207. So once again, this is a card that I would pay maximum around 210. And the reason being is that I'm greedy. But I do think Cancelo easily will hit 240, maybe even 245 this weekend at a minimum. So I do think this is another card which, if you guys are able to see, due to the panic being below 210, he's Portuguese, he's from the Prem, multiple links he can offer you. KDB is a very popular player. He's a meta player this year. He's strong links to KDB. He's strong links to guys like Raheem Sterling. And the most important part, which I do think is the main reason why this card will rise in price, is because of the center back Kyle Walker. Now, Kyle Walker center back, a lot of people have been using him. A lot of people like him. And I do think that this card, strong links to him, obviously. So I do think this card will rise quite a bit. Now, I'm not able to get my price. Whenever you guys look into the market and if you guys see him at 210 or below, I would pull the trigger on him immediately. Maybe when the SBC drops, if you guys have the time to do so. Now, speaking about the SBC, just a quick heads up, I would not complete it tomorrow. I would wait for my Weekend League rewards if I don't have the cards in my club. And even if I had the cards tradable, I would sell them and then complete the SBC with my weekend league rewards and division rivals that I would claim untradeable to complete that SBC. So this is what I would do. I would not go on the market and complete that SBC. I don't know about the rating. The rating might be higher this time around because it's only for birthday, but it would not surprise me if it does require maybe 2 informs instead of 1. This is something which EA might do. Now, let's head over to another player. I don't know how much he is currently. It is going to be De Bruyne. De Bruyne, you can never go wrong on rewards day. He always rises. He's a very popular player for weekend league. Now I would buy his 92 at 250 or below. So I'm gonna bid on this one at 238. But this card sells very easily during rewards day at around 280. So this would be around 15-20k profit after tax. So I'm gonna, okay, it's those Mbappe's, right? So Mbappe has been selling. I'm just gonna clear him quickly so I can grab that De Bruyne. I hope he's still there. A lot of people, even though they would not play him CDM, they would still buy him with that shadow. So there is a bit of added value on that. But the only thing which I don't like about this card is that it's converted into a striker. I usually don't like buying midfielders with strikers, but once again, if there is profit to be made, we're going to make that profit. This one may be a good deal, but I'm just not aware of the 92, the blue one, the nominee one. So I'm not going to touch it, but it may be a good deal as well. The other De Bruyne, which I do want to buy, I usually buy all the versions of De Bruyne because I've made a lot of profit with this guy. But the other version which I do like is the, I think it's the UCL one, right? But usually when he sells at 390 or below, you guys can make profit because he usually sells around 420, 30, 420 or maybe 430 during rewards day. But at the moment, he's not on the market at this price, so I would not touch it. But if you guys do see him, on the market at 390 or below, that would be around 20k if you guys are able to flip him at 430. And the last De Bruyne, which I would buy because it is quite a good deal, it would be the 94. He usually sells around 610. Multiple times I've seen him, but I would buy him up to 640. I do think this card can easily go above 700 this time around because his nominee has been his team of the week moments has been pushing higher as well. So this may be something which happens. Now I did see him at 620 and 630, so I would not chase this card up to 650. But I am letting you guys know and giving you a heads up that if you do see this card at 630, 640, it would be very much buyable because you guys will be able to make some profit on this card. The other card which I'd be interested would be Mo Salah. Mo Salah, I've spoken about this card multiple times, and I really like this card, his central version, because it usually rises a ton. Now, I would not touch this card if it's above 670, so I'm not able to get him. But if you guys, during the panic, you see him at below 280, around 270, around 670, sorry about that, then you guys may go ahead and pull the trigger on this card as well. Now, a card which when it was in packs, I was really against it, but at the moment, there is a ton of hype on him. It would be Saint Maximin. I think it's the 84, the left wing version. I do think because of his FUT birthday, which is just continuously rising, I do think there is a very good possibility this card pushes even higher. Now, I'm not sure how much he sells for at the moment, but I do think this card has the potential of going at around 300k easily. So I do think at 265 would be, okay, so at 260 would be the max price that I would be willing to pay. Yesterday he was at 260. Now I'm not sure, maybe a lot of cards are a bit higher at the moment because a lot of people are currently not in the game. There's only 4 million listings on the market, so this may be one of the reasons why. But let's head over to the next player. It's going to be Dele Alli. Dele Alli I've bought multiple times at around 90 and flipped him at 105. I would buy this card, this cream version, at maximum 95. So we do have a lot of listings on Dele Ali. Dele Ali is a player that I've sold multiple times on rewards day. He usually goes up all the way up to 105, 110. And there's a lot of lazy buyers on this card as well because he has multiple versions on the market. Okay, this one had a striker. I should have paid that 500 coins more to get the midfielder, but once again, we never know. I'm gonna grab a few at 95. The ones with I just saw one with a shadow. I do think it got bought. Okay, no, there it is, 95 with a shadow. I'm gonna pick one up with an anchor. I'm gonna pick this one up as well at 95. So if you guys do see him at this price or below, it would be a very good opportunity to make some coins on this card. This card sells very, very easily on rewards day or the day after we do get the marquee matchups. Now, another card which I do think if you guys have the coins to buy would be Cristiano Ronaldo, the striker version of him. And the reason why I do think this card has the potential to rise a lot this weekend, it would not shock me if this card rises 100k. And the reason being is that Douglas Costa is quite popular at the moment. A lot of people want to use him, that 5-star. He's strong links to Ronaldo, and a lot of people have not been using Ronaldo this year due to the links. The links are very hard. If you have Ronaldo, I have him untradeable, his team of the year, and multiple times I had to build a team around him because he's not easy to link. But once again, I would only buy him if I'm able to get a good deal at around 1.4. If I do see him at 1.4, I am definitely buying him. So this card is maybe 20k more expensive than what I would have liked to buy him. Stay away from the left wing. The left wing I would not touch because a lot of people would want to link Ronaldo's striker to Douglas Costa. So once again, I would not touch this card. But the striker version, the 94, I would buy him at 1.4. So let's see if we can get a bid maybe on him at 1.4. Okay, either way, if you guys are able to see him at 1.4, then do go ahead if you guys have the coin. This is a card that I really, really think has a lot of potential to rise 100, maybe 150k. And the last one, which I wanted to share with you guys, would be Ndidi. Ndidi is a player that I think can rise a lot this weekend, being 87, being more rarer than when he was in packs. Usually the informs take around a week or two before rising really well out of packs. Now this is his second week, so I do expect this card to start rising now. Unfortunately, there's only the striker version, but this one has an undercut, so I'm gonna pick him up. This one at 66 as well. I really think Ndidi can be somewhere around 80k this weekend, so I'm gonna leave that one on my transfer list to see if it's selling. But here it is. I just picked up two. I had invested in a lot of them at around 58, which I sold last week at around 70 up to 72. So once again, at 66, you just can't go wrong with this card because last weekend it was higher. So this weekend, with the rarity of the card, it is going to be higher than that. So I do expect this card to be somewhere around 80k this weekend. And this is all bearing a big time repeatable SBC. An SBC like the Foot Birthday, I would not really... It doesn't really scare me. A repeatable SBC usually is what brings the market lower. Now let's move over to the team of the week. There is an investment which I do want to make because of the Foot Birthday guaranteed SBC tomorrow. There is going to be requirements for informs in my opinion, so I want to take advantage of maybe buying an inform which is very linkable. It is going to be Pablo Sarabia. I really like Sarabia out of packs. I think he can rise a lot out of packs. His links, the links that he offers, being Spanish, being a right mid, being from PSG with strong links to a guy like Verratti. He links to a lot of SBC fodders which are Spanish. Now a lot of high rated fodders are Spanish, so him being Spanish is just another advantage. It would not shock me to see this card rising a ton in a week or two. So I had a lot of him at 27, which I sold at 33, which was not very smart of me. But I am picking him back up at the moment. I don't want to regret not having him because I really, really think this is a card that will rise quite a lot out of packs. Due to the links that he offers. Now, Heung-min Son I bought yesterday, so I'm not going to buy another one today. He's quite expensive at around 1.3, so I don't want to put all my coins into that. If you guys bought Dante, then very good. Dante should rise out of packs. Paul Lopez, I was investing at 20k, is currently 23, so I would not touch this anymore because he has already started rising. Now let's move over to the foot birthdays. Now a lot of foot birthdays are currently lower than where they were yesterday. Tomorrow might be the very last supply, which will be in terms of supply would be untradables. Those cards to come back tradable, it would really shock me. But we never know with EA. But once again, I really, really like the opportunity to maybe get one more opportunity of buying those cards. I missed out on a lot of cards last time because I did not have the coins. I was fully invested. This time around, I don't want to make that mistake. I want to buy them as soon as I get the opportunity, which is right now. Now Munain, I would not buy above 140. I am going to wait to see if I can get a better deal later on. Havertz, I don't know what's the price of Havertz at the moment. Let's have a look. If I'm able to grab him at a good price, this is the only way I'll invest into him. If I'm not able to get a good price, I would rather just leave it. Because once again, the only thing that scares me about this card is the work rates, medium, and the acceleration at 82, which I'm not sure a lot of people would be interested, like demand-wise. I'm scared that this card may not have all that demand which I'm expecting it to have. So I'm not going to touch it at that price. Let's have a look at Lucas Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez has always rebounded. If yesterday you guys saw the graph, then he rebounded a ton. So if I'm able to grab him at 290 or below, this is when I would be very, very interested to buy him. If it's above that, I would maybe not invest because it would be some kind of chasing. Once again, I'm looking for those cards. If I can grab them fresh, it would be even better, but at this point, if I'm able to grab him at below 290, I don't care if he's not fresh. So let's have a look for a while here if we can get that price. If we're not able, then we're just moving on to the next investment. Okay, fine. So we're not able to grab him. Let's see on bid if we're able to maybe get him on bid. Even that 293 got sold. Let's see if we can get that 290 or below. Okay, so all of them are lazy listed at the moment, which I do not expect I'll be able to get an open bid or something of the sort. Okay, I'm gonna put that in my transfer targets because it has a 240 bid. If it does not sell by then maybe I'm able to get a good deal. Maybe around 270, 280, who knows. Next up, it's gonna be Lozano. Lozano, once again, it is a card that I really, really like in terms of investment. In terms of investments, I did show you guys it was one of my biggest investments last week as well. So once again, I would really like to get this card below maybe 93, 92. If I'm not able to get that price, I would wait for the mass panic that will come tomorrow. Now, the reason why I'm being greedy with the prices is that I know there will be some more panic tomorrow, so I don't want to end up buying Lozano at 95 when I know I can get him at 93, 92 tomorrow. So I would wait it out and see. In terms of the foot birthday squad 2, let's have a look at Lacazette. If Lacazette is below 940, I would definitely buy this card. And the reason being is that he's a French striker. Even yesterday, he is amongst the card that rose the most. Is that fresh? I'm picking him up, which is not the case. Can we get a bid at below 940 maybe? So even bid wise, there is nothing on the market. A lot of them are lazy listed. So there is a lot of investments happening on those cards, because every time you see lazy listings, it's basically someone that has at least more than one. Let's have a look. Maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna have a look at him after the upload, but basically I'm giving you guys my ranges there. If you guys see cards on that range, then always go ahead and pull the trigger if you're able to, and if you like that investment, because I really think that those are the prices that are profitable. Now, another guy I want to have a look is Di Maria. Di Maria, I think the rise on this card has just begun. Yesterday we saw him rising quite a bit, but I do think that this card has a lot of room to rise. It would not shock me if we see 1 mil on this card. I am gonna try and get him fresh, but I don't think I'll be able to at this point. A lot of people have already tried this card, but if I can get an undercut by maybe a bid, or is there an open bid on this card? A lot of 940s, even 911 is expiring, which makes me believe that those cards will be listed for lower, I mean, maybe in the next hour or so. So I'm not gonna rush it. There is a 900k which I'm interested to buy, but I would rather buy a 900k with a better chem style if it's not fresh. Okay, fine. So I am gonna wait. I do think there will be lower listings, maybe at around 900, or maybe even a bit below that, maybe at night. But this is the range that I would buy Di Maria at 900 or below. In terms of the other cards, I'm not sure we can get into Van Dijk anymore. Van Dijk was around 1.2, 1.22 last few days, so I don't want to invest in that. Danny Da Costa is pretty low at the moment, but I'm not sure now. There's a lot of investing happening on this card. I'm even looking on Twitter. A lot of people are talking about investing on that card. So once again, when a card gets over invested, you get that flush, which I've spoken about multiple times. And I don't want to be stuck with that, because a flush usually takes around a week or so for it to recover. So these are basically the cards which I'm targeting. I did give you guys the ranges. Now it's up to you guys, if you guys are able to maybe search on the market and find the proper deal. At those prices, it would really shock me if those cards do not rebound. So once again, if you guys appreciated the content, then please support the channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.